Welcome to Freight Logics Hub podcast, where we discuss historical developments of freight logistics in Kenya and East Africa. I'm your host, George Kidenda. Today, I'm honored to have a family that I've known for quite some time and who have been pioneers in transport. I'm so glad that I can introduce Mr. Samshudin Khosla and his daughter, Nabil Khosla. Mr. Khosla has been in the transport of field for decades. I started working and found him working here, and so I'm glad to have him here. Mr. Khosla, maybe to begin our story, could you tell us a bit of your background, your family background, and how you got into transport?
Thank you. Okay, my name is Samshudin Khosla. And I'm orphan along with my siblings as well, although we are aged and all this. But I lost my mom at five years of my age, and father at 8 years of age. My father was a businessman. He had a dukkha, good dukkha, and he also was making soap at that time at the backyard. It was that bar soaps,
Yes.
the yellow ones,
Yes, the yellow
and the one with black and white spots.
Yes.
That is what I have seen at the age of 5. I was 5 years when I saw it. So that is how it happened. My father was not educated, but he was well placed. He had this thing, and in fact, he is the one who even taught making soap to this company which is known as Elephant Soap in Nairobi.
Elephant soap. Yes, okay.
Mr. Kohli. So they passed, so we came to stay in Mombasa with my paternal aunt and uncle, me and my younger brother, and 2 sisters, the elder and the So that was our start of the education also here to whatever levels I have reached. And then after 7, 8 years, then we moved to Kisumu to my paternal uncle.
I didn't know you spent time in Kisumu.
I'm born in Kisumu.
I see. Okay.
And then for 2 years, then I moved here to my maternal uncle. And he was running a quarry business. So during that time, quarry business, and I was observing. But once I finished the school, unfortunately, I was suspended out of school during the strike in 1955.
We will not ask why.
Anyway, so then
that's the year I was born, 1955. Okay. Yes.
So my interest was also to run the cars, trucks. And while I was looking for a job after that school, obviously you'd use the box number of your house or your family. And you looked at him, you're looking for a job? Yes. You want to work? I said yes. So anyway, then I got a job at the port in cleaning.
Okay.
The job was a daily wage job. So by 6 o'clock, you got to be there. Mr. Bajina, who used to be there, the senior person, stands onto the table, and the others from various sheds and berths. They were looking, they want this. So to be picked for the work.
Yes.
I had to be very early. Although I worked only for 2 months, then I was taken up. For those 2 months, I was putting 2 shifts a day, continuous. So those 2 shifts, whatever I was getting, fine. But during that course, in the port, they had the equipment known as ITD. It's just like a platform with wheels, just to roll.
Yes.
And the thing comes in the box, lift it, and you move. So while I was a tele clerk, I would prepare everything ready for the vehicle to come to collect it. And the forklift was also electric forklift to put that pallet and put it aside. So little bit I picked from there. After that, then I joined my uncle half time. After 12, he used to go to the quarry at Mazeras and Cocotoni. So at Mazeras quarry, then I found, because that quarry business was not being done the way it is being done now, because now it's all mechanical.
Yes.
Those days it was not mechanical, it was manual. It was all manual. A lot of labor involved into it. And machineries basically was a compressor and the crusher. With that machinery, you are drilling and then you are putting gelignite with its cable. The one you fire from there and then. So that is what was happening. Today it's not happening that way. Most of does somewhere, but otherwise, so you have to be careful when you have to blast it. So you have to make sure it's all, you put red flags around the area. And there these big boulders were broken by the labor with a hammer to small size, about 10 inches, 12 inches, put onto the truck. So there, when my uncle had gone to the other quarry, I would drive that truck. But what was that truck? Those were return of trucks from ministries or wherever they're sold. They're not going to go on the road. Even if you ask me what was there. When we talk of turnboy, what was turnboy? Is that handle they had to turn to start the engine. And ignition switch, it wasn't there. 2 wires you just joined. What was the seat? Empty crate, wooden crate of gelignite explosive. That was your seat. The driver who was there, his name I still remember, known as Mangale. My uncle told him, don't give him the truck. But that is where first little here, little next day, some more, and then come back. And what was the brake? Pull the handbrake. Anyway, so that is how I started learning.
So now you could now drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then then we had some subcontractors who were coming to pick the stones, cocoto and all this to deliver. So sometimes I would go in their truck and he would allow me to drive it. So that was practice to Mazeres. The roads were not what you see today. Those were rough roads and all this. Slippery if it rains. But anyway, so that was there. Then I applied for a learner license. But in between, one day, because my uncle also had those 2 trucks or 3 trucks, so the driver picked it from a service station after fueling or what. It was a public holiday, Sunday. And I just happened to sit on and that one to drive and turn near to Tononoka. From Jomo Kenyatta Avenue to Tononoka. Maybe I showed the hand like this, but maybe I was total. I didn't know my uncle was behind.
Okay.
So I turned and then turned towards what you still call it Moon Cinema.
Okay.
That's where we were living. After parking the truck there, then my uncle asked me, "You are driving the truck?" Yes. Have you got a license? Yes. Here is the license. The learner license.
Yeah.
And he said, "What? You want to be a driver? You can't afford 300 shillings for the driver's salary." That is what the salary was. I just kept quiet. So that was first item to start with.
Okay.
But now, then I qualified for a driving license.
Okay.
So now you are able to drive. But that drive was only single truck, not with the trailer or semi-trailer.
Yeah, just complete truck. Yeah.
B license at that
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
For those things, you need to have an extra class. So just from that one, and I was staying with my uncle, so every Sunday I would go wash those trucks at the service station. And because you're shoveling cocoa and all this, so
Yes.
it hits into the body, metal body, so it chips off the paint.
Okay.
So I will even one day
Paint. Okay.
the body work.
Okay.
So I got more and more interested
In the truck.
But anyway, so then
So now you know how to drive, able to clean the vehicle. Maybe we fast forward. How come that you started solo?
sorry,
How come that you started solo and it ended up with trucks? How did you acquire your first truck?
to acquire first truck, those two trucks which were there, I asked my uncle if I could buy one.
You have the audacity to ask.
He refused. He refused.
They refused.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even my paternal uncle from Kisumu came down to discuss this.
Yes.
They said, not for transport. Which transporter has put up a building? I showed them there was one. It was partly contractor and what.
Okay.
Because at that time, when you call a transporter means like a transport driver.
Okay. Okay.
You see, that was
That was the transporter there. A driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, no. When I have it, I will have my responsibilities to pay. Because the impression there was a drunk, he will be womanizer, he will be this, all sorts of this thing. So this is what was hindering. So he didn't give me.
Okay.
So then one day I gave up his job in 1957, 58. I joined Coca-Cola as a truck salesman. So there we were paid every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks. And it used to be your minimum salary. The rest was only based on your sale.
Okay.
And sale used to go up from, say, certain shillings to, after certain numbers, this much, after certain cents, not shillings, cents.
Yes.
So, and then every two weeks, every month, it used to be number one, number two.
Okay.
But I normally used to be around number two. Little training we were given there. So that was sales, but even that sales also, you have to make sure and you have to plan yourself the route which is given to you. You're only going to use that route.
That route.
Whether there's the hotels, there are clubs there, there are shops there, or whatever. So then I had to plan myself. Like these clubs and hotels, they don't want any deliveries afternoon, only in the morning. So one day I would finish the job around 2 o'clock. The next day, probably it will be 10 o'clock at night. Because now the other clients who want to have data. Anyway, so that is how I grew. And I think I worked there for about 10 months. Then I gave up. And when I gave up,
What do you mean give up?
there was not any particular reason. But I just decided to give up. There were also breweries. There's Kenya breweries, Cadbury, Schweppes, Pepsi-Cola. So they were also having salesmen in this. So I was getting double the offer than what I was making out of Coca-Cola. Then I thought about it. Then I said, now if I start working again, the rest of my life will be that.
So which year, around which year was this now? Still in the 50s or early 60s?
Yeah, maybe about 56.
56.
Around 56, I think. Now, there weren't many transporters around. The official transporter used to be express transport.
Yes, I remember Express.
Express transport.
Yes.
And the other one, you can't get the name now. They were carrying cement from here to Tanga and all this. The other one was only few transporters driving themselves their trucks and to Nairobi here and there. Carrying goods for these Dukawalas and all this. So now I was interested to see how to do it. I didn't have money. My younger brother knew somebody, so I just took lift from that transporter to Nairobi. Because I had a cousin there who promised that he would be able to lend me money. I showed interest that I would like to get into transport. Spent a month there, but during that time, this transporter on the road there in town, he told me, you are well known to the particular petrol station in Mombasa. Can you introduce me there and buy me tires? You don't have a truck. What do you want to buy tires for? He said, I'll sell those tires at a discount. Use that money to pay the deposits. When I failed to get this from this cousin of mine, now this was the option into my hand. So I went to this service station, asked them, said, okay, fine, you can give it. I said, I'm buying this truck and I will need tires for that. I said, okay. We need 2,500 shillings first. So I had to source for those 2,500 shillings.
It's a lot of money. Serious money.
The truck cost was only 12,000 shillings at that time. So I took that, gave to him, then he said, no, that is fine. Now you want bills, promissory notes. The Dukawala from there, I used to take ration. So he agreed to sign the bills in his name, from his name. Took those tires, 6 of them, went to another petrol station, I knew those people, opposite the railway station. It was known as Station Square.
Okay.
Sold them 4 tires at a discount.
Okay.
2 still reserved.
Mm-hmm.
So those 4 tires, I went and gave deposit to take the truck.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But unfortunately, that truck, there were 2 Asian companies here. They were receiving goods from all these blue cars, parcels, cases, or bundles, whatever. So the one with whom I went once to took a lift and went up to Kivesi.
Yes.
So I went to him and he said, okay, fine. So they gave the cargo. I didn't have tarpaulin and all this. They said, okay, here is the tarpaulin. They paid, they deducted the money,
Okay.
no problem. But unfortunately, that truck, very first trip, went to Nairobi and coming back at Majeras, knocked the engine. There again, I had one friend, he was a mechanic. So that truck managed to get it towed by Dobies or no Dobies, they were different names. At that time, they were agents of Mercedes. And now when the truck went there to be repaired, was difficult. And that one was financed, and I had to pay 666 shillings per month. Installment. One installment, and then this truck from there stayed even more than a month for them to repair and all this. Anyway, once I got it, now they said, but we need some money. So I went back to those people that kept 2 tires. So sold those 2 tires and paid them the money to release this mechanical job.
I like the ingenuity. These tires are doing a lot of work. Yes.
So then, okay. So after that, the truck, but you have to pay. But the manager who was a managing director of, they were known as Louis Patton.
Louis Patton.
At the corner there.
Okay.
They were there. So he organized, he said, okay, you have seen the way I was putting my efforts. He said, bring the truck here. I give you a new truck. Brand new truck.
Okay.
There was a finance company, I think came from abroad finance company.
Okay.
So he got it and he also guaranteed for me. So that is where now I started doing.
So now you have a brand new truck. Okay.
And,
have you registered the company or is it still
no.
In Mr. Khosla's name? Okay. Okay. So when did you eventually register your first company?
Your first company,
And were you still having one truck or more trucks?
now one truck, 63, 62, 63, sometime.
I was 7 years old.
So this truck, I had one truck. I think it was a second-hand Leyland.
Okay.
Leyland company was here.
Yes. Leyland was big. Leyland was big, yeah.
So they could. So while driving that to Nairobi at that time and back, we had an accident at coming down Kilmakio. And in the body, we were carrying soap coming from Uganda and all this.
Okay.
And I know to balance, because it was not power steering that time or air brakes in that time, it was all hydraulics. So, and now when I saw something burst, I had to hold the steering like this. I had a driver as well, but I was driving at that time. So I held the driver and I sat in between, on the bonnet.
Yes. There used to be that.
Because, yeah, because that would hit
Yes.
into the side.
Yes.
So that at least it doesn't go down the drift.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay, it stops there, fine. Otherwise, because by that time, the soap crates, which were lying on this like this, would come and hit into the back of your cabin.
Cabin and push you out.
And push you between the steering and the shaft.
Yes.
That's why I had to sit like this. Anyway, then we tried to recover whatever with some other friends. They were also one truck, two trucks, that's all.
Okay.
So that is up to that time. So again, the truck had to be repaired and all this. Again, it took time.
Okay.
But anyway, it took time. Then I had my friend, very close, known as late Yash Sharma. He was working in the port. So working in the port, some other people also we knew. So he's the one who assisted me a lot, a bit. Now once the truck was ready, so he talked even to Northco, which was known as originally Neville Owen Thomas.
Neville Owen Thomas, yes.
There were two brothers.
Yeah.
One brother did the tarmac road from Mazeras up to Mariakani.
Okay.
Or Miritini to Mariakani. They were doing that as well.
Okay.
And here, Neville, they were doing clearing and forwarding. They were also having some trucks doing some beer transport as well. Those
So
days,
Neville Owen Thomas. Notco. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
And by that time, so I was introduced and they were giving us business. The business we were doing from these Dukawalas and all this, or those brokers, we were not making anything.
Okay.
Nothing. The rate was 5 or 6 cents per pound. LBS pound. Those days it was only long tons and pounds.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Sony transporters, they used to do a lot of local transport for various companies. So, and we all knew each other.
Okay.
The town was not this populated the way it is now. So from there, they told me that there is a cargo to go to Nairobi.
Okay.
Fine. It was a Mzungu company, Leslie Anderson.
Leslie Anderson, yes.
Where freight forwarders are today.
Yes.
So it was an Asian company in Nairobi, making fulanas, t-shirts, whatever. And they gave me 8 cents per pound. It was a good. Instead of me getting only 4.5, 5 cents. So that is where it started helping me.
Okay.
And to finance this, to go and come back and all this and fuel, that service station where I sold those tires,
yes,
we were good friends there. So they were advancing me fuel, even safari money, although it was not big money. We only did hardly about 50 shillings or something to go and come back.
Okay.
But there was a requirement of TLB,
Well,
Transport Licensing Board.
yes.